Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cato Magnet League of Legends team versus the Northwood High League of Legends team. So their name is Gator. We do not have a formal name for ourselves. So this is going to be first the match from this week, and then hopefully a makeup match from the previous time that we were supposed to play but weren't able to get in. We will be, otherwise, if we do not have time, what we're going to do is we're going to make the one match count for both. So we're going to see how that works for everybody. So right now we're waiting for everybody to get in, and we're going to start seeing the band start happening, and then we will see a little 5-minute lag between when that happens and when we can start talking about stuff and kind of go around and see things. So give us just a minute while we get all started. Thank you, guys.
Not a problem.
So here we are doing bans, everybody, and so right now they banned Misfortune, so it looks like we are going to be banning Jin. Who's this? Jin? So usually what happens in the bans phase, what people do is they look at their records, or the records of the teams from who their favorite characters and who their favorite champions are in the background, and then what they'll do is they'll ban those characters, so they have to use other ones that they're not as familiar with. So most players will try and have 2 or 3 characters that they're usually familiar with in order to do stuff. I am not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen. I do not know the names of the characters here. Let's see. Can I hover over them and see? No. So that is a thing. And once the bans are done, then they'll start locking their actual characters. And each of the characters actually tells them what role they're going to play, whether that be top or mid or jungle or bot or support. And when we're saying that, usually that refers to which lane that they're going through in the map there. So on the map, they'll be in specific lanes that designates kind of where they are, whereas the jungler kind of rolls through the middle of the map and tries to pick up things. So I know it is a bit weird, but due to the way the observer mode works, the home team is going to be on the left and in the blue, whereas the away team is on the right and labeled as enemy. So even though it says enemy, our team is the Zoe and the Teemo, whereas the opposing Northwood team is the Yone and the Volibear. So Depending on how things work, they kind of have different roles that are associated with them. I wish I were more familiar with the individual roles, but we'll kind of see it as they kind of segregate out into the different spots.
What must be done?
So some of my kids have clarified for me that we're going to be running a bit of it. Zoe will be running mid, Timo will be running top, and Zeri will be running in the bot.
Is that fear I smell?
So this is the part where the individual champions will get to pick what specific loadout they're trying to take for their characters. So some characters can go in more than one role, and they need specific spells or specific extra boosts in order to be effective at certain tasks. So right now, this is where they're picking what they're doing for that. So this is actually a built-in anti-cheat function for League of Legends where we get to hang out for about 3 minutes before we actually get to see anything, so that way we can't broadcast any information about the other team or make any major call-outs until after they've already occurred on the opposing end. So we get to pretty much just hang out here and kind of see a few things. So I know my team was just commenting to themselves that they're a little bit worried because they can't really figure out exactly who's running what over there, so they don't know exactly what their matchups are going to be, because again, like I said, those little boost powers are very impactful for which position some characters will take. So they know a couple of things, but they don't know the full scope of what exactly they're going to be running into, which is concerning for them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so let's get the game booted up, and then I'll swap over to that capture. Just give me 1 second.
What did y'all doing, bro?
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. Still figuring out how to run the match.
Minion spawn.
Hello? Oh, okay, there we go. So, still trying to figure out how to run everything on the stream over here. Still not super familiar with League, so let's see what we got. So, up here in top, we have our Teemo, as well as the opposing teams. I'm going to be honest, I don't honestly remember all the names, but we have Dracic, or Draysky88, and Sakota Bird up there in the top. In mid, looks like we have Mustard Fandango and Ionic Deadshot. And then down here in jungle, we have our I Am Kale and Bonk and Angus. And then in bot, we have Vilix Dream and Gooey Cookie for the other team. Our bot players are hanging out in jungle. I guess they're trying to take a camp at first. And then we have BNeil GG over here, which may be their jungler, because he's hanging out right there in the bush, waiting for people to kind of go around, or maybe a support. So it looks like Mustard Fandango's already lost some health. So what's going on around here? So one of the things in League of Legends is that a lot of the characters have to go through forward, and as you see these little minions losing health, if they get them on that last hit and kill them, you saw that little money go above their head, and they use that to buy some of the upgrades for their characters. So at first, the beginning of the game is mostly just trying to not die to give the opponents any extra money there, and then trying to last hit some of these, what they're called creeps, and getting the money in order to afford some of your upgrades. So these guys are actually going back to the tower. So bot lane is going back to the tower and trying to get them. So Angus is kind of acting as support here, and I Am Kale is helping too. But Ong is going to back to the core and get some health. Oh, I thought he was, or not. And then we have Bonk attacking one of these camps in order to get some extra money and some extra experience for himself. And then here we have Sakota Bird and Draysky. They're more evensies up top. But we got some harassing going down in here in mid. So will Mustard Fandango wind up killing Ionic Deadshot? Let's see. Deadshot is going to take a little bit of a retreat there, but Fandango... Oh, there's BNeil GG. So BNeil I thought was their jungler, but I haven't seen him hit a camp yet, but I wasn't really looking at that. But it looks like, yes, so they are the jungler for Northwood's team. So they're going to run around and maybe catch... Oh, they're going to try and catch Mustard Fandango off guard maybe and get a 2-on-1. Maybe? Let's see. Yeah, no? Yeah, there we go. So now Mustard Fandango is in a pretty vulnerable position, but that wound up not working out for Northwood. So down here on bot, we have a pretty successful harass from the Northwood team, kind of leading us, our bot lane and support, to kind of be on their back toes. But it looks like, yep, we got a first kill, which gave us a few points and a little bit of money. So there's Bonk again hitting another one of the camps down there, whereas BNeil is down here trying to be sure that the Ionic gets away. Good, to distract Mustard. And up top, we see, oh, so we missed a little bit of an engagement from Teemo and, or from Sakota and Draysky. So will Draysky survive? It looks like it, because of the cannons that came in there. So here we have BNeil GG again, back up, kind of doing that a little bit, running through some of those things. Oh, down on bot, we looks like we're on the back foot, so our team is now doing a bit of a harass on the bottom towards the Northwood team, kind of putting them back towards their tower a little bit. And Bonk is taking another camp up there, and BNeil is taking the golem over there. So as we can see, Bonk's at level 4 and Beaniel's at level 4, so they're pretty much taking their camps as expected. Usually in these games, the levels are pretty impactful in terms of when you get access to certain skills and abilities. 6 is usually a pretty big level shift. So the closer we get to that, that's pretty important. Top lane is usually one of the higher leveled lanes. So as you can see down here on bot, we have a 3, like it's mostly 3s and 4s. Here in mid, it's mostly 4s and 5s. And then up top, we have a 5, but our top lane Sakota did kill the opposing team. So now Sakota's got their ultimate ability. Is going to be capable of doing that. So we're laying a few mines down there. Have a good one. Oh, I missed the mid kill. So it looks like Mustard Fandango in the middle has killed Ionic Deadshot. So now at first these kills they do matter a little bit for the economy, for the money and some other things in the game, but what it'll do is it'll rack up bounty for our players as they kill other players, because what means that when they get killed, the other team will get a bunch of money for it. So Northwood, if they manage to kill one of the characters that has been killing a lot of their people and creeps, they'll make more money off of that to give them an effort to come back from that. So it's both a good thing and a bad thing to kind of get that first blood and go through there, because you do have those bounty systems that kind of accumulate on you. So we see another set of kind of harassing back and forth on top. We see Mustard Fandango letting Ionic Deadshot get a little bit deep and then probably about to swipe up from behind him over there. And then here on bot, we've got Angus and then Iron Kale coming behind them to go through and get some attacks in on them. We got a kill and hope maybe I get a second kill, or are we gonna, so it looks like Gooey Cookie's gonna back and kind of get a thing. So Beaniel GG is waiting for a camp to spawn up here. I'm on the stream right now. Hi. So we see that. So he's laying into another golem over here. And so Bonk is traveling around and looking to, looks like he's going into enemy territory, maybe trying to steal some of the enemy camps rather than letting them get their own camps, which can make a pretty big change in the tide of battle because you have to be more vulnerable for that. So Ionic Deadshot over there, backing a little bit. Mustard Fandango still sticking in there, but pretty low on health. Oh, I missed the Gooey Cookie kill. So like I was saying, around level 6 is when we start seeing some of the super abilities coming out. So now Angus has his super ability, and same with Iron Kale is about to hit it in a little while. So as mentioned, with killing sprees and stuff, you wind up with a bunch of bounty also happening on those characters. So if they kill Angus, then they will wind up with a lot more money for it. So here's Mustard Fandango backing off a little bit, letting the Ionic Deadshot get some of these creep scores in. Oh, they're going to fully back. I guess they're going to go and purchase some things. Maybe they got enough money to do so. That is not a thing I've been chasing there. So, and then Angus is also got to back. So we have 2 members back at the core, which can be a time when the Northwood will really want to come in and do some harassing, because now we have 2 people out of lane. So Bonk is over here killing one of his minions again. Beaniel had to back, so that's not a thing. So far, drag, I'm not sure the exact times on the drag spawns, but basically what the junglers are trying to do is level themselves up enough where they can act as a third party in some of these harasses and be sure that they kill other players and and other things, and basically turn the tide of battle. And then when certain major enemies spawn, so here's drag, and then there's also Baron and a few other odds and ends that will spawn up here. So here is one of the drags. So Bonk is going for a early drag, so I'm assuming it spawns at 9. And then they get a super big buff that works with their whole team that makes it a lot easier for them to kind of press deeper into enemy territory, which is super awesome. So Beaniel is attacking a basic camp, and we're about to take drag. So we took the first drag of the match. So now we've got a major buff. Which buff is that? It is Oh, so it's a health refresh buff. So now they can do a deeper harass and take some damage and then still wind up not necessarily being penalized for that overall. So they can wind up taking that damage and go through there. So Beaniel got a level up there, which is pretty important for them.
Killing spree.
So what is their jungler? Where is he heading? Oh, okay, so he's heading over here to this camp. So we are heading through, and I'm not sure what this little bug is, but he's obviously worth something. That's why Bonk is going after him. Oh, looks like we have the Baron up here. Or one of the, not Baron, but one of the little things that you can send into the towers. So that is so this guy up here is a boss that if you kill him, he's very powerful and he can be sent into a tower that basically takes out a tower. And that's pretty important because as you see right now, pretty much every tower is still fully up. So now we're going to start seeing some like attacks on towers to get some of the towers down. So they're trying to take out, looks like this mid tower pretty heavily. But then afterwards, they're going to start working on some of these other towers to kind of push into further enemy territory. The goal of the game here is to get into that enemy base and then like wind up killing them out, or wind up killing this core over here. So that is, or the reverse happen over to our core up here. So in order to do that, you have these individual towers that will put up resistance at each phase, and then that will help you defend your base. So if you can kill one of the towers, then you can push deeper and deeper into enemy territory where they have to deal with your harasses, etc. in there. Looks like Bonk is again hitting a camp here, just like Beaniel is hitting his camp. So Beaniel seems to be pretty much on par with doing the jungling maneuvers, kind of like Bonk.
Godlike.
Oh, I guess Angus got another kill somewhere. I missed a thing, sorry. So, see how this top tower is about half down? So that's pretty concerning. So now we have top and mid tower at about half health, and then bot tower at about a third of its remaining. So the harasses are pretty successful. Right now on our side, most of our primary defenses are still fairly full. Our bot tower is pushed a little bit, but not anything too major. So right now we generically see 10, 10, 8, 7, 8 for us, and we've got 8, 7, 7, 6, 8 for the other team. So having that couple levels of advantage is pretty important. Each level gives its own benefits, with level, I believe, 10 giving a substantive benefit to some of your major skills, and a few other odds and ends. Oh, I missed a thing.
Killing spree.
Okay. So we are just kind of going through. Oh, it looks like Bonk did kill Baron while I was missing, so is he going to send it into this mid tower? Not sure where they sent Baron to, but it looks like, there we go. There's the Rift Herald, that's what it was called, and he's going to go jump to this tower and just kill it. Yeah. So now mid tower is down. And then he's going to keep on going and attacking the creeps and doing that. So now that mid lane is a little bit on the back foot, so they're going to have to kind of focus on that. So as you can see, they sent a lot of their team members in here to kind of do that. Oh wow, it even hit the second tower a little bit there. So we will kind of see it. So it looks like now our mid laner and our jungler is going down bot to take out this tower with the support, and Sakota's up here just doing some basic tower damage. So that's about down there. So now we have 3 people in lane down here on bot. So everybody looks like they're returning home. They're probably going to be purchasing some new items. I need to remember how to pull up what items they have purchased. I wish I could tell you what some of these are, but it looks like for their team, it looks like their mid character or the third character out is got the most items. Okay. But this is playing about as expected.
Unstoppable.
Oh, bonk. Oh, so see, here we have a situation where the support and the bot are going in and they're trying to be sure that they kill off all of the people in the bot lane.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Oh, I didn't see which turret that was. Was it the top?
Ace.
Nope.
Blue
But-
team's turret has been destroyed.
So that was the bottom turret. Which turret up top did I miss? Oh no, it's this mid turret. Okay. So the mid turret here went down and then top. So right now we're at the second line of defense. Or we're past the second line of defense for mid. We're past the first line of defense on bot and pushing in on there. So it looks like the hex gates activate. I would love to tell you I know what that is, but one of my students have not explained that one to me yet, so I cannot super commentate. But it looks like Sakota is about to take out a turret. Yeah, good. So it looks like we're pushing up straight into mid over here. So they're trying to push back some of that mid push from before down there, and it looks like our kids are maybe going after Baron. Looks like they're all moving up towards something. There's a camp for Bonk. So there's Angus attacking something in the jungle.
Unstoppable.
Here we have Bonk attacking another camp. So as we can see, we're working on that third line of defense, which would then give us access to the core in the mid. So they're trying to defend that core as much as they can. It looks like Bonk is now attacking another champ creature. Sakota is there in the mid, leaving top undefended for right now. Angus is going up to the top lane. And Bonk is over here attacking another group. So here we have a big group fight. So we've gotten a couple of their characters down. And are we going to take out that mid tower for full access to the core? Looks like with a couple of their characters back, they will. That was an ultimate usage, it looks like. So we've gotten that mid tower down, which gives us access to the core. So there's those final two turrets there, but we can start hitting those. These, I believe, are the creep spawning pools. Or they help spawn creeps, so if you take those out, that's a big shift. It looks like we're going for this top tower and bot tower to a certain extent.
No, there we go. No. It's the perfect game.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
So looks like we are at the defense.
I just noticed.
We're at the defense line. Oh, okay, so there's one more turret down here. Oh, we got another team fight in the middle. So there's a double kill there. So it looks like we're working on that bot tower. So we got that. So we're now completely back at the team's core. So this is probably the phase where we're going to start. Oh, the game. Oh, okay. So what happens here is that I'm in spectator mode. So when they leave the lobby, that's when I get kicked out of the match. So I'm assuming that Cattle Magnet took that game. So congrats to Cattle Magnet and to Northwood, and we will go back to the other window. No, no.
Legendary. Red team double kill. Red team is slain Baron Nashor.
So the opposing team is going to set up in a second match, and we'll be running through there and doing it like playing our second match from before, as I mentioned. So Cattle Magnet took the first one, and we'll see how the second one goes. Give me just a minute to help get that set up. I guess we can leave it there for. Oh, interesting.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I mean, like, want to complete your
So do we? So do we just click play again? What do we do?
What must be done? Yes, sir.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm having a problem getting it to show the band screen like last time. I'm gonna try and figure it out, but hopefully by the time the game starts, I'll get it worked out.
Shall I turn in my badge and rifle as well?
Well, I can at least show you the display capture. I'm not sure why the window capture is failing this time. Okay. Well, me futzing with it is not really helping too much, so I'm not sure why that crashed the way that it did, but we'll work on it from here. Anyway, so we're seeing a few changes this time. So the opposing team is now running Zed, Ganar, Trindamere, and we have Hecarim, Yumi, and Annie. They're banning some of the, basically they're banning the characters that they saw us play last round, and then they're going to be doing this. So this is why having multiple rounds is so hyper important, and why getting some of these matches in like the way we do is a thing, because we're going to be doing a round robin to these matches. So we'll be seeing Northwood at least 2 more times in the sequence. And so now that they know some of the characters that they don't want to see us play, they're going to play a little bit of a different game, if that makes sense. And we also know what characters that we don't want to see them play. So very important on the bans and kind of understanding kind of the how it works and stuff. So especially important in these double matches where we're kind of doing that against, like we had to do a similar double match against Holy Cross last week. So we'll see kind of how everything pans out for us over the next little while.
Your worst decisions will haunt you. It's okay. We'll play later.
So again, this is where they're going to be picking their loadouts to kind of decide where on the maps they're going to be going, whether it's going to be top, mid, bot with or support, and then the jungler. So I'm assuming that I will have to talk to my kids. I don't know many of these. I believe Jin was usually a mid. I'm not sure about the others. So my kids are telling me that Hecarim is usually is going to be our jungler, and then the Samira was top, was it? Bot. Samira was bot. Annie was support.
Who?
Like Yumi was support.
Yes.
Yumi is support. Annie was bot, mid, and then Fiora was bot. Okay. No, nothing. I'm sorry, audience. Huh? That would be a very large chart. Like, there's more characters than there are elements in the periodic table.
Trindamere jungle. Okay.
So as I was saying, the students figure out the students figure out kind of where they're going based on what summoner spells they pick. So they just said that Trindamere is going the jungle. I'm assuming that's because he got the it's not spite, it's there's a specific skill that does extra damage against those things. So I'm assuming that's why. So, and then we got our 2 minutes of waiting. Oh boy, ladies and gentlemen.
Change my rooms. I have electric cube. Okay. Well, we're throwing crap.
It's okay. It's okay.
So
Yes.
I'm not sure why, but I was able to get the thing back on the stream. I've got to figure out how to stream League better.
I'm going to assume it's saxophone.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so we got about a minute left before we get started with this match. So we'll see how a few of these things are going to go. And I'm going to try a new camera thing where maybe I won't give you all as much motion sickness. So hopefully that's going to be a thing.
So it's narcissism. Pretty big.
All right, so our game is starting up. So let's see what we can do. So we've got our game capture.
Okay, but that's not.
There we go.
So,
Alrighty, so let's see what our directed camera looks like. So there's directed camera. So this is the where the game thinks the directed camera in 5.4. Okay, let's go. Let's see what it does.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Oh, no. Okay.
30 seconds to minion spawn.
5 seconds now.
So the game has captured my mouse. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll let the directed camera do it. Let's see what we got. So here we are in bot with, well, that's a costume. So we have Dre Sky back up in top with our, what was that? Looks like Mustard Fandango is up in top now. And then we have Bonk, Sakota, and I Am Kale in the jungle waiting for that first camp to spawn.
This is not.
And we have,
Oh, wait.
I'm assuming that the camera's directed based on action. Interesting. Oh, and there's a scrubbing line on the bottom. More to learn. All right, so they're hitting that first camp. We got over here, we got a first engage from Mustard Fandango on Dre Sky up in top. We've got, sup? We're streaming League. Oh, yay, hang out. So, we've got, so there we have, oh my god, it's epileptic. So Bina was attacking a camp and took it. Angus is up here in mid this time in the bunny suit. So there's, oh god. Okay. So Angus and Ionic Deadshot are going at it each there. So I don't know if I like directed camera as much. It's a little bit fast. So here we have some harassing in bot. So they're pushing toward our tower again. We're not gonna let it happen. It looks like Dre Sky is took that first death up there, but he didn't die though. Is that maybe an ability of his character? Yeah, it's an ability of his character, I see. So there we go, first blood is to us. So it's some ability of his character, I guess, to avoid death and then heal in a pool of goo. Interesting. So here we have some harassing against I Am Kale. Back towards our tower, so they're trying to hide behind the tower a little bit. That's all. They have, I guess, have a little pet there. Major harass on the tower. We have a 2v1 against Angus in mid. With a dot, it looks like on Angus. So here we have a little bit more harass down bot. Nope. Interesting. So, just, I guess, talking about some of the leveling stuff. So we have two in mid, which is interesting for the opposing team. It looks like their jungler is coming in to help a little bit with those harasses while our top came down this time. So, kind of an interesting set of affairs. I don't see where Bonk ran on. There's Bonk. Okay. So Bonk is there. So Bonk came in from the back to kind of deal with him, and there he's going to try and kill B-Neil. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it. Nope. So like I was saying, the big level threshold that the kids always told me was level 6. So that's when they get their big super tier abilities and kind of go through some of those maneuvers. So it'll be interesting to see how that's kind of working out. The leveling system here seems a lot more even between the teams this time, with 3s and 4s across the board at the moment. So nobody's really taking a major lead in terms of experience at the moment. We seem to be a lot more focused on harassing and kind of doing a little bit deeper material, like deeper stuff there. Mr. Fandango was trying to get that engaged for that second kill, but did not manage it. Ooh. So that was I Am Kale, nearly dead. That's really low health. I'm not sure if this is a wise idea. Might take the death there. B-Neil took another camp. Not sure how I feel about directed camera. Still being a bit weird. So we've got Gooey Cookie down. So Blix. Okay, so we started taking the lead there, and as you can see up in the top, we have a little bit of a lead on money too. So they have 6,000 coins, and we've got 8.4 thousand coins. So a little bit of a money lead, a little bit of a kill lead. Nobody's hit 6 yet. Yeah, nobody's hit 6 yet, but we've got a few 4s and a few 5s. I'm not sure where the experience bar is, but that is a thing. So B-Neil's taking camp again. Trace Guy's just getting some money. Mustard Fandango's just hanging out up there. Attacking Trace Guy now. Gonna get that kill, it looks like. Oh, well, the Trace Guy has that ability again to survive that death one time. So it looks like Mr. Fandango is just going to be chasing them down into mid, where hopefully their mid will help him not. Oh, okay, so I guess that skill has some kind of cooldown or an ability to be used multiple times. Makes sense it would have a long cooldown. It is a death resist. So here's what got sent out there. I'm assuming that was an ult. Yeah, so that was, I guess, August's ult or Mr. Fandango's ult. So we're just kind of doing that. Logan, you know League? Dang it. I do not know what is happening, but we're trying a new camera. It's a thing. They are killing things. So they're chasing Gooey Cookie now for a 2v1. Oh, will they make it? Yep. So they got the kill there. So now we can see the economy kind of going far more towards Magnet's side right now. But again, as they go higher, they're going to start getting those bounties again on them. So the auto camera is a bit of a mess. I kind of like it, but I mean, it at least shows me where the action is currently happening based on, I guess, in-game tech. But it's also a bit of a thing. Oh, Logan. Hamza agreed to cast with me tomorrow. Our normal caster is going to be playing instead of playing Val. So, but he only agreed to cast if he would cast with us tomorrow. Sweet. So tomorrow evening. Ooh, that works. 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Be home.
Okay.
I'm planning on coming up here
Sweet.
during the day.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know, we will also be streaming our Valorant matches tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and we will not probably be having our Super Smash Brothers matches, although we're trying to rearrange those because of our ACT tomorrow, but the home Valorant matches at 8 p.m. will still be happening for the HSEL League, so we will be casting those and trying to get a little bit better at that too. I've missed a few things. Let's see. We've got 2 level 7s and a level 6, and then over there we've got 5s, and Dre Sky has his ult now because he's got this level 6. So I didn't see what was happening, but it looks like we're harassing in bot. They're harassing our tower. Our tower is definitely, they've gotten our tower a lot lower than they did last time on bot too, so they're doing a pretty good job down there. So part of the reason why they were able to do that is because apparently we were attacking the drag, so we did get the drag bonus. What is drag bonus this time? It was extra move speed and slow resist. Interesting. I need to figure out how to change that. So they've got Vilks down there cornered, but Gooey Cookie's right behind, and we also have Dre Sky dead up top. Oh, Dre Sky reformed, but this didn't count as a kill. Okay. That's, I guess, again, that cooldown ability that must have a long cooldown because it's a death resist. Bonk and August. Oh, Bonk might go down. Oh, nope. He's able to get him. So I'm not sure what the Dre Sky 88's character, the Drax, I think was his name, what that ability is. It lets him summon that little thing, the little tiny version of himself, but it seems to not count as a kill. Here, you want to pull up the stool? Okay. So, that is a panda backpack on a bear. An interesting skin. Uh-oh, Angus. Yeah, Onyx going in deep for this. Is it worth it? Just barely didn't get him. I'm not sure if the trade there was necessarily worth it. But they would have gotten a lot of money from killing Onyx. Bye, Case! So here we are, just getting some extra money in CS. I wonder, does this thing actively let me scrub back? It does. Neat. Okay. So that does, so we can scrub back to things that we miss, and it has little things on the map marker. Neat. Learn new things every day. That is a noise. So here we have a harassing mid from Ionic. So I guess Angus's character has an ultimate of that panda, or an ability that summons that panda for a few minutes or seconds. Interesting. I feel like the children are going to make me learn all the 200 and some odd champions in this game, and it will not work. I remember all the bones in the human body, but not that. Depends on how you count certain fused bones, but yeah. So Draysky should have that death resist. Oh, no, I guess not. That's weird. I wonder what those, how that thing works. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is another thing to bear in mind with some of these games, that depending on how many times you've died, you will increase your death counter in terms of how long you have to wait before you can respawn. So if you look at Draysky now, they have 4 seconds left before they can get back in. So the more that the characters die, the longer it takes them to get back into the fight, which is interesting. So it looks like Angus is here protected by some creeps going for the mid tower. And it looks like they're going for top tower up here with Mustard Fandango. Tower's focusing on the creeps and not Fandango, even though it's closer. That's interesting. Wonder if that's a function of the tower or not, where it focuses on the first thing that attacks it rather than the one that's closest. So our bot tower is at half health. Gooey Cookie and Bill Extreme and VG are doing a pretty good job of that. Oh wow. Doing some serious damage against it. But Gooey Cookie's taking that damage, and then it's probably going to get killed by, yeah, Bonk behind it. Okay, going for some economy again. Excuse me. So here's Bonk versus Ionic Deadshot with Angus and tow. So we have a 2v1 with the mid.
Blue team's
Oh, they unleashed the McDude against the tower down there in mid again too. So we'll probably see that second mid tower go down. We're still working on the two towers in bot and in top.
green.
So
Rampage. Rampage. Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
so now with 4 of their team members down and only Drax or Dre Sky 88, excuse me, not Drax. We have kind of open towers to do a lot of damage against the towers to kind of push back inwards toward the core. They're back up, but it'll be a few minutes for them to recover and kind of push back a little bit, kind of starting to get some momentum ins with our creep waves, etc. So here we go for drag. So I guess there's a 9-minute drag and a 15-minute drag. It's every 5 minutes. What is our bonus here? Our bonus here is, it doesn't tell us. Okay. Gooey Cookie going in deep on those minions. Getting some good hits in. So Bonk's coming in there to even up the fight, but they got in a lot of good damage there. The level disparity is nowhere near as bad as in the last round. It looks like. So it looks like we got the turret in mid down. So mid is to the central defensive line, and our bot tower is about to go down. There you go. So our bot tower is down. Their mid towers are down 2 structures, and they were working on top and bot right now.
You're what you need.
So we see Angus going in to kind of kill their jungler by taking advantage of the damage that he was taking from that champ camp in order to kill him off. And here's Bonk getting in with a Gooey Cookie. Oh, the Gooey Cookie survives the day, it looks like, and Bonk backed off. Dre Sky back behind a tower. Oh no, we got Dre Sky from behind. So here we have Bonk versus Gooey Cookie, and they were far enough from that tower where it didn't matter.
Blue team's
Looks like we got the bot turret, and now we have the top turret back to the central core, so there's only the bottom, second tier of bottom turrets left before we were all fully at core. Not at core, excuse me, at the central line of defense. So it looks like everybody's going back to heal up and doing some purchases with all the money that they got from those kills. So they're probably getting, yeah, they're getting a few things. Looks like a couple of new weapons and some other odds and ends. So one interesting thing that the kids have told me previously is that the maximum level in this game is 16. So right now, nobody's at the max tier of the levels, but the breaks for 6, 10, and 12, I remember correctly, were some major break points for power and other things for characters. So we see that we've already got one character at level 12, and we see that the Northwood team already has a couple of characters at 9, so they should be getting one of those power break points pretty soon as they kind of go through things. So we may see them play a little bit more aggressively in order to get some experience and to do a few things. So there's that break point for Bonk. And it looks like there's a maximum threshold for the number of seconds that a champ can be dead. So they're attacking that central turret in the core. It's almost dead. We see here their junglers is using an ability that looks like prevents him from dying, Undying Rage, which is probably either a damage delay or a timed invincibility. So it looks like we've got the top down to the central pools. So, well, they canceled out of the back. There, I thought they were going to go back to give some help. They're stealing the enemy camps now. Oh. So. Sorry, so once again, whenever they leave the match, it brings up the final score report, but we're gonna finish watching what was happening here. So we see B Neil harassing I Am Kale.
He's gone.
So, if do y'all want to come help give some color commentary or no? I really don't know what I'm saying. I was commenting to the opposing coach there for a sec because they sent me a message. But yeah, so we're at the central tower. What are these pools that are here? So after the central turrets, what are those two things? The two. Oh, okay. So those two smaller crystals are inhibitors. So once we destroy those, we start getting like bigger, badder minions. That's interesting.
You see how I'm just hunting people.
So once we destroy that one, so ostensibly, yeah. So once we destroy this one, that should get us the cool minions. So
I didn't know where to go.
okay, I'm going to I need to get a shortcut for muting Mike. So not sure.
It's a large trip.
They're waiting for their other teammates to come back, I think, in order to fully push the tower or the central core. So Okay, so there's a central turret. So there's one last central turret left before the core is completely open. So there's an inhibitor there. So and so now the core is open and they're just going for core death. So there you go. And there is the game. So GG everybody. I need to figure out why that keeps capturing mouse. Have a good day, and we will see y'all next Tuesday where we'll be going up against Mandeville.